sound. Yes. Okay. I think I wanted to up the... I think that'll be a little better. Because I noticed on the last stream you could barely hear any of the music. And I was like, but the music's so good. But now the music is on. Or will be when music plays. Okay. Last time on Miles Edgeworth, I started this new game. And we got a few red herrings, but we might have found the real killer. Not that Miles knows this yet. As we have entered the plane of the president of... why am I forgetting the name of the country? They're fake. Zenfa. Thank you, game. So... But poor Bastion Rook is dead, and Shelley the Killer has fled into the afternoon sun. But yes, it is March 25th, 4:45 p.m., Zenfa presidential plane. I must have been knocked unconscious. Sir, you're okay. Are you all right, Mr. Edgeworth? Never mind me. He didn't hurt you, did he, Kay? Nah, I'm fine. Only just woke up myself. My head'll be sore for a while, but that's about it. So you can stop worrying. Detective, did you manage to stop the killer? Well, see, Miss Lloyd came running out of the plane and, she told us he'd flown the coop. We were too late. I'm sorry, sir. Bodyguard over there told us something too. Seems there's an inflatable boat missing from the window. Or by the window. Oh yeah, it is missing now. Manager, why would you even ask him to do that? Very fair. The killer must have stolen it and rowed himself across the lake. What about the cordon around the park? I'd call everybody back in to stake out the plane. Including the guy stationed across the water. No. So he's completely slipped through our fingers? Not the best look for the department, but yeah. Hey. Edgeworth. Mr. Knight, you're alive. Yeah. No thanks to that murderer. Oh, that reminds me. I found this lying on the ground next to you, Mr. Edgeworth. His calling card. A calling card marked with a seashell. Guess he wanted to leave a message. It's adorned with a distinctive seashell emblem. The killer usually leaves these next to the bodies of his victims. But you're not dead, sir. But I could have been. Maybe that's the message. Can't stop thinking about his parting words. He was so cool. I have seen enough, and now I know the truth. I leave the rest in your capable hands, Mr. Edgeworth. Weird, he left a 7-digit number on here. Going for a good time, Mr. Edgeworth. And now I know the truth. The truth about what? Roger that. I'll clear out here, sir. Over. What's going on? That was the president. He's coming out. Now? We're gonna meet the president, guys? Oh god, he's so muscle. Now, is he legitimately muscle, or is he wearing a muscle suit? Because I could totally see the latter being the case. Wang. So he's the president of Zenfa. Mr. Dijon Wang. Dijon Wang? I arrived to President Muscle. Hey, Captain. I don't even know how... Why does he have elf ears? Or half elf ears, I guess. And you are? It's an honor to meet you, Mr. President. My name is Miles Edgeworth. The honor is all mine, Mr. Edgeworth. I am Dijon Wang. Your efforts on behalf of the Wang Fa have not gone unnoticed. You averted something of a crisis. You must be referring to the Yatagarasu case. Senfa is where the elves live, Phoenix, right? What's weird about that? Thank you, sir. But all I did was solve a few local cases of murder. You are too humble. I have been observing your investigations. You are an impressive operator, Mr. Edgeworth, even if the killer did get away. That's very kind of you to say. So he was watching through his security feed. Sadly, I must inform you that this is as far as your investigation goes. What do you mean? Hear me, foolish prosecutor, for I shall say this only once. I'll be honest, I thought that was his middle finger for a second there, and I'm like, dude! Could you imagine if there was an AA7, there's just orcs and elves, and like, they're just, yeah, what do you think? They just haven't been in Japan before this. I also thought it was his middle finger. Ride worth edges again. Hey, Donnie! If only. Knight has appraised me of the state of affairs. And from this point forward, the case will be handled by Zenfar police forces. The finest in the world. Even with the killer out of the picture, they're still looking to get me thrown off the case. What do you think you're doing, pal? Nobody talks to Mr. Edgeworth like that. If it hadn't been for him, the killer would have... Detective. Forgive him, Mr. President. But I must confess to being somewhat confused. I fail to see how or why this case falls within Zenfar jurisdiction. You fail to see? Enough, puny prosecutor. You will seek explanation from the head of state. I say no! 1,000 times no! I will not explain myself to you. Now hand over the evidence you have gathered and remove yourself from this plane. I'd do as he say if I were you, Edgeworth. This can't really be the end of the line, can it? Da-da-da! Have we finally learned how laser sight works? We are a step past that. Well, I guess we don't really have the answer to that, but I almost wonder if she put a laser sight on the president just to, like, have, like, an interesting story to tell. Be like, oh, look, he was gonna get shot at. And then it turns out, oh, wait. In fact, the gunshot that was outside that shot through the Steel Samurai float could still have been her, and just like as like an exciting moment, considering it was in a bag with the iconography. That's giving Tabby a lot of credit. It is. It probably isn't that, but it could have been. Case evidence handed Mr. Knight. Why? Why let us come so far only to pull the case out from under us? Now, you may leave. Knight, detain the suspect. Yes, sir. Right away. To make an attempt on my life. To murder one of my faithful servants. The effrontery? Is that a word? The villainy. I didn't murder nobody. 'Cause I... Shut your mouth, Miss Journalist. Zac effrontery. Insolent or impertinent behavior. I see. Answer me this! In a world already lousy with lies, with deception, with sin and iniquity, how can we stand by and suffer yet another crime go unpunished? I say no, 1,000 times no. There can be no forgiveness. There can be no surrender. Why, you ask me? Then I will tell you. He's hiding something. I'm certain of it. And if I leave now, we'll never know the truth. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! Mr. Edgeworth, there's gotta be something we can do. Yeah, it's a word, although it feels fake. But then again, that's just English half the time. It's true. The suit jacket is painted on. The only clothes is the collar and the tie. I know, right? It's just... Think, Miles, remember. How many times have you faced a situation like this in the courtroom? You've confronted the lies of witnesses, encountered the arguments of other lawyers. Has the critical evidence always been laid at your feet? No. And yet you always find the truth of the situation in the end. With your greatest weapon of all, your words. Is it time to play chess? It's time to play chess. Now, let us analyze the state of the play. Begone, puny prosecutor, or do you dare to defy the direct order of the president? He's not going to listen. He clearly means to drown out any objections by means of pure rhetorical force. When an opponent is on the offensive, the best thing I can do is bide my time and wait for an opening. As he said himself, he's the head of state, a seasoned politician. He won't open himself up to attack easily. I can't let him bully me into submission. I can't stay calm. I have to stay calm and alert. If I can read his movements and expressions correctly, I may be able to find my moment. My first aim should be to find out why he is insisting on Zenfa taking over the case. The board is set. Time to make my opening gambit. Mind chess! Commence! Explain to me why I am off the case. So who will take over the case? Could you at least explain to me why I am off the case? Imbecile! Cease your insolent jabbering. I need not explain myself to you. My reasons are my own, and they are none of your concern. If you want to take this any further, I'll need a clue of some kind. Let me try another tact for now. So who will take over the case? Please, about the case. Did I give you permission to speak? No, 1,000 times no. Bide my time. I am the leader of Zenfa. I have no time for your insolent backtrack. I was simply hoping to confirm one basic fact. You say that investigating will now be assigned to your national police force. I do. Now enough of your pointless questions. Do you really think I'm going to give up? You must have realized by now that what a massive corner you've talked yourself into. Worthless, meaningless bluster. Some pathetic ploy to buy time, perhaps. Maybe I was a little pathetic to chime in like that. Welp! Can't let him bully me back, but I have to stay calm and alert. Yeah. Who's gonna take over the case? Bide my time. Bide my time. Good boy. The interior of this plane is sovereign territory of Dunfa. You have no right here. Is that so? Could it be that our current location itself is significant somehow? I should keep that in mind. It could be a useful clue. So why am I off the case? Imbecile! Cease your insolent jabbering. I need not explain myself to you. My reasons are my own, and they are none of your concern. Perhaps it's time to employ my clue. Are you related to our current location? In the course of our conversation, I've deduced a certain fact from your behavior, Mr. President. For example, you seem particularly aggressive when discussing our current location. 1 second. Okay, there we go. When discussing our current location. You smarmy smart aleck. As you said yourself, the presidential plane is sovereign territory for Zenfa, and from that we can infer that you believe the rules of extraterritorial... oh my god, I hate saying this word, and it was a thing the entire last game too. Extraterritoriality apply inside here. Is that correct? Enough! Cease your objectionable whining! Things getting too hot for you. You can rant and roar all you like, but you won't escape my scrutiny. It was unmistakable the moment I mentioned extraterritoriality. You became visibly agitated. When a word has like 6+ syllables, hard mode begins. It's not like I don't know what the word is. It's just like you never have to say that in daily language ever. So it's like Steven Spielberg's E.T., the extraterritoriality. You think you're clever, don't you? Let me answer your little question. It's true, applies. Your laws mean nothing here. And why does that matter, you ask? It matters because it means you are powerless. You have neither influence nor authority here. Interesting. So, if the territorial issue does have something to do with all this, let's dig a little deeper into the claim that the plane is sovereign territory, shall we? The next move will surely decide our victor. He may be the president, but nobody's untouchable. I just have to find the right angle of attack. Does the rules really apply here? You believe that it applies here, but can you prove it? Do you even understand what you're asking? Of course. If I didn't, I wouldn't ask. Have you no shame, calling into question the good word of one such myself? Buy my time. I have no more time for this. You clearly cannot be saved from your own foolishness. You needn't worry about me. I'm not the one who needs saving. That would be Miss Lloyd, the woman who is being wrongfully accused of the crime. Your chivalry is admirable, but changes nothing. The right of extraterritoriality cannot be denied. This is Zenfa. If you want to take this further, I need a clue of some kind. Let me try another tact for now. You overplayed your hand. Surely you see that you have overplayed your hand. Nobody asked for your opinion. You need only obey me, nothing else. You dare tell me how to govern, how to lead? How do you dare contradict me? On the matter of Miss Lloyd's guilt, yes, I do. No, she is guilty. She is the culprit. There's nothing left to debate. Who else could have been fired from outside the plane? There is no viable suspect. Fascinating. So he's claiming that Miss Lloyd fired from him from outside the plane. This could be a vital clue. Okay, we're gonna do this again. Is it just biding my time forever with this man? Changes nothing. Right there. It cannot be denied. This is Zenfa. Time to deploy my clue. She fired at you from outside the plane. Yeah, I mean, I knew this is where this was going. I may not be able to call the extraterritoriality of the presidential plane into doubt. However, according to you, she shot at you from outside the aircraft, correct? In which case, extraterritoriality... Why are you using this word 12 million times? Could not possibly apply in this case. Your assertion is entirely without merit, and the detainment of Miss Lloyd cannot be justified. How could I have? Bested by a mere prosecutor. But I am president, the president! Checkmate. Mind chess. Checkmate. I trust you won't mind if we continue our investigation now, Mr. President. Dude breathes hard. Extraterritoriality bang has just been revoked. Mine chest was such a mistake. It's silly. Like, I don't mind it, but it doesn't feel particularly compelling either. Like, it's just kind of a different version of interrogating someone. I hereby officially and unreservedly confer my approval. Consider it a gesture of my magnanimity and generosity, for which I am good. My good office is known. Yes, for without a noble acts, unmistakably and irrefutably, for which reason here we hereby. There can be no other outcome, for our goals are lofty in our hearts. People of Zedfar, I swear to you here and now, this investigation will continue. All that when he could have just said, okay, you got me? Mr. Knight, if you would care to return to the evidence. Take it. Case evidence retrieved. But did we get it all? Did he leave? Did he take something? I don't even remember what we had before, so I have no way of knowing if he took something. We did it, Mr. Edgeworth. We sure did. And now the investigation can continue. Whatever. Enjoy your pocket full of pawns. I'll be over here enjoying how you put them into play. Then you will definitely enjoy my next move. Mr. President, one more favor, if you would be so kind. What is it? Could you please give us your testimony concerning the incident itself? Now you want me to testify. Whoa, that's your next move? If you want the president to testify, you have to take him to court. All in good time, Mr. Knight. He will get his day in court soon enough. But if a person's interest refuses to cooperate at the investigative stage of the process, they aren't obliged to provide detailed justification as to their reasons for doing so. That's... What's the matter? Is there something you'd rather we didn't know? Stand down, Knight. I'll do as the prosecutor asks. Thank you for your cooperation. Now listen, and listen well. It's time for testimony. Where was I when the incident occurred? The stage, of course. Suddenly, Rook and Knight jumped in front of me. Then, bang! The shot rang out, and plain unblemished balloon of red exploded nearby. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguard tried to escort me back to safety of the plane. And then, the second shot. The bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bulletproof vest I was wearing. Okay, well, we know that's not true because the first bullet just went through the clown. Or the steel samurai. I guess if you look at it in one way, the president is also the victim here. Yes, the victim of an attempted assassination. Rook was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. But that makes it even weirder. Why would the target of the crime try to obstruct the investigation? My guess is that there's something behind all that he doesn't want to be made public. Did you just call the steel samurai a clown? You're lucky Miles couldn't hear that, otherwise her game would have just crashed. As soon as I said it, I was like, oh, yeah, Miles would hate that. Cover up, huh? I knew there was something more to this case than meets the eye. And the president isn't the only one who knows the truth. Isn't that right, Mr. Knight? Time to get to the bottom of this once and for all. Also, did we actually, The bullet passed clean through his body. Okay. Alright. Current stage, of course. Suddenly Rook jumped in front of me. Bang. A shot rang out, playing its unblemished balloon. Not hesitating for an instant, my bodyguard tried to escort me back to the safety of the plane. The second shot. Bullet went right through Rook and lodged itself in the bullet vest I was wearing. And a plain, unblemished balloon exploded nearby. Well, that's not true. It was not a plane. It was the Steel Samurai. You say it was a plain red balloon that burst. It was not, nor was it a cloud. It was the Steel Samurai. But I strongly beg to differ. What? Take a look at this. I think you'd agree that this is hardly plain, wouldn't you? No! I like how this is the contradiction that we have to point out. Who's that? Mr. President, meet the Steel Samurai. I would have hoped you might have recognized him. Especially if you were hoping to integrate yourself with the people of this country. He's only the most important person in all of Japanese history. Yeah, you need to watch the Jamming Ninja too. He's amazing. So you see, the balloon that was struck by a bullet was anything but plain. It was, in fact, of the Steel Samurai. Okay, go away. Look, Miles has been remarkably consistent on this front. Shut your mouth, Kay. This Jamming Ninja sucks. But the brief mentioned the two plain red balloons. And they were right on the security plan. They do look pretty plain, don't you? They just simple round balloons? Knight, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself. Yes, Mr. President. Seems the Steel Samurai balloon was borrowed at the last minute, sir. Borrowed? From who? That's what we were told. Guess they only reported the incident to us bodyguards, though. Seems there was a little trouble here on site last night. One of the original balloons burst somehow. So they swapped it in as an emergency replacement? Yeah, one of the stall holders happened to have it. From what I hear, he was more than willing to lead it out. A very happy-go-lucky kind of guy, they said. Gee, I wonder who it was. A happy-go-lucky stall holder with a Steel Samurai balloon to spare, huh? Thanks for doing that. They filled the balloon, just the bottom part, with air to make it look like the other ornamental balloon. Okay, yeah, sure. So while it was a Steel Samurai balloon, it was made to look like a plain red one above the water. Is that the long and short of it? Knight! Why was I not informed of this? Sorry, sir. We didn't think it was a pressing issue. And indeed, you saw it and knew no different, correct? Yes, I suppose so. Could he really have mistaken the Steel Samurai's pants for a plain red balloon? They're so iconic! Still, Mr. President, I struggle to see how you wouldn't have noticed something different about the balloon.
Of course!
What's that outburst for?
Now I remember. I could barely see the balloon.
You couldn't see it?
That's right. The wind was blowing too hard. The flags on the side of the stage were flapping incessantly and blocking my view.
Is that so? Yeah, okay, dude.
Yes, those two flags. They were blown back towards me.
There would have been a strong wind blowing right around the time of the incident. Strong enough to blow the flags in just such a fashion. But does that conflict in any way with my understanding of the case? Does it? Maybe. What's going on here? Are they doing that? Oh, of course she doesn't have a picture of the flags there. Well, there's a flag there.
Stay frosty.
Oh, right, there's a shot through one of the flags, so that can't be the case. That's what it is. Yes, it does. Thank you, Mr. President. Your testimony has revealed yet another contradiction.
It has?
Yes, a contradiction that could turn this entire case on its head. When I arrived at the scene, the wind had died down and the flags were resting in a calmly for the most part. But if the wind had previously been blowing the flags at the president's described, a certain piece of evidence suddenly takes on a very different meaning. Which piece of evidence contradicts the state of the condition of the stage at the time of the incident? Earlier, we deduced that the bullet that struck the Steel Samurai's balloon and a bullet that passed through the flag were one and the same. And from these two things, we further deduced that the trajectory of the bullet must have taken. And we concluded that our shooter must have fired from the left side of the Spectre area. But if the flags were blowing as the president described, our conclusion becomes quite different. Good job. Thank you. No way! If the flag were pointed in the other direction? Exactly. Our trajectory could change completely. And if we trace the trajectory back to the source, we can ascertain who really fired that shot. Wait, but Mr. Edgeworth, that would mean... Yes, I know, we may not understand the reason why, but it cannot only have been one person who did it. Who does the bullet's new trajectory implicate as the one that fired the shot? I'm guessing it's this. Yeah. It's Knight. The person who fired the shot was none other than you, Mr. Knight.
What?
The path from the balloon back to the flag leads directly to the spot where you were standing. Bullet trajectory updated.
But the guy is one of the president's bodyguards. Why the heck would he go around shooting balloons? This is absurd. What exactly are you trying to imply? That Mr. Knight, a man who has saved my life countless times, is my would-be assassin? Yeah, that's the good music, yeah. Seriously, Edgeworth, put up with a lot from you, but this? We're President Wayne's bodyguards. We're pieces put on the board to protect the king. I'll handle this Knight. Sorry, sir. Mr. Edgeworth, the wind was indeed blowing quite fiercely around the time of my speech, but the wind can pick up and die anyway in an instant, can it not? Therefore, I need proof that it was blowing hard enough to lift the flag up during a crucial moment.
The first shot was fired right around the time the president raised his fist. I have a piece of evidence that shows just that. Perhaps I can also show us what happened to the flag then, too. Yeah, we already looked at it. If you look here. The flag is blowing!
Take that!
Your proof is in the picture right here.
This should be good. Which picture? Where?
We can see which way the flag is really blowing right here.
Take that!
Well, do you deny that it clearly shows the flag? There we have it. Proof that it was blowing towards you at the moment of the shooting.
So that means our pal over there did shoot the balloon.
Making him the assassin? Mr. Knight is the assassin, is not the assassin.
Well, he was never trying to kill him. He was always trying to kill Rook. So it's more what they're trying to have me answer here. But I think the idea is he's not an assassin. He was just trying to get an excuse for everyone to go in the plane so that they would be away from prying eyes. Is not the assassin?
Mr. Knight is not the assassin. He may have shot the balloon, but the president was on the other side of him entirely. Therefore, he can't have been aiming at his boss.
Okay, that's what they were asking. I thought so. Yeah, besides, why would I even shoot the balloon? What would be the point? And watch how you answer, or I might aim for something else.
There was a point, I'm sure of it. If I can figure out what it was, perhaps I can finally put this whole conundrum to rest. Knight definitely shot the balloon.
Oh, we're getting all the logic bits.
The fact alone changes everything about the case. Do, 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 do.
President was a target of his during his speech. Premeditated attack. So he was moved to the right-hand side. Revise the trajectory that shows that Knight shot the right side bullet. Yeah, I figured that was the wrong set. There's no logical connection between those two things. Okay, they one of those two.
Why did Knight assign the position change?
I told you, can't turn my neck to the right. Could only cover the president's left side. So I wound up moving to the right side of the stage.
But is that the only reason? Let us suppose the plan hadn't changed, and that Knight had remained positioned on the left. Given that he was unable to turn his head to the right, would he even have been able to shoot the balloon closest to him? Could it be that the security plan was changed for the express purpose of popping one of the balloons? And if we were to suppose that to be the case, the two plans are different. Was the security detail reorganized at some point?
Yeah, we made the last-minute changes yesterday. President's orders.
That's right. The president was the one who ordered the change.
Bum, bum, bum. They were in on it! Bastion was too good!
if I'm reading things right, the president knew in advance about the balloon shooting, which means he must have had foreknowledge he would be in someone's crosshairs today as well. And if that's true, then everything else that's been bothering me falls neatly into place. How did the shooter get the gun past such heavy security? And why would they carry out the shooting wearing such a conspicuous item of clothing? Why use a laser sight that would give away their location in an instant? And how did the president suffer no injuries at all, despite a direct hit to his vest? These are questions that the knight and president don't want us to consider. Oh. There is only one possible reason for Mr. Knight to have fired his gun. To create an illusion of an assassination attempt.
What? Huh?
Idiot. You understand what you're saying?
Oh, I understand all too well. I understand everything now. Most of all, I understand why you were so keen to take this investigation off my hands, Mr. President. You wanted your real plans to remain hidden. I've heard of false flag operations, but this is ridiculous.
How dare you speak to me that way? This is some sort of sick joke.
Oh, it's no joke, I assure you. It is simply the truth, as revealed by the careful application of logic and reasoning. Nothing more. The first shot was fired by Mr. Knight with the specific intention of hitting that balloon. The sound of the gunfire and the bursting of the balloon were guaranteed to cause a panic. And then he fired again.
He did?
Yes, he fired 2 bullets, both of which were aimed at the balloon. As for why he did so, it's because the second shot was designed to create the impression that the president had been hit.
So then, what's the deal with the one in the vest?
I'm willing to bet the bullet was planted there long before the shooting ever occurred.
So Mr. Heroic President didn't take a bullet after all?
Hold it! That's not true! I was shot, I tell you!
And we'll be able to verify that for ourselves once we take a closer look at the bullet. At the very least, we can expect to find traces of Mr. Rook's blood on it, correct?
Wow, you guys didn't think this through. But you said yourself, you found the shooter in the photograph. The person with the red hood.
I thought I made myself clear. The trajectory points to only one possible shooter, Mr. Knight.
Then, where does Tabby fit into all this?
She was simply part of their plan. In order for the place suspicion elsewhere, they set about creating the fake assassin.
The highly suspicious person with the red hood!
I have yet to ascertain exactly how complicit Miss Lloyd was in the whole scheme, but I can say with some confidence that none of the shots were fired by her. I suspect her only job was to point a laser sight at the president.
That's right. Then I was...
Test with turning your jacket inside out the moment the crowd flew into a panic, yes. Thus making the mysterious red-hooded shooter disappear in a blink of an eye. Then, when the gun and the security plan were later found in the trash can, it would appear to have been the work of an assassin so skilled they could vanish into thin air.
But then the case would have gone cold.
Exactly what our friends here were hoping for.
Makes sense now that why they wanted you off the case.
Indeed. Because of the entire affair was a cheap ruse perpetrated by the president himself. Oh, Tabby participating in schemes for scoops. What Lotta would think. No, wait, Lotta would have done that too. Lotta is proud of her pupil, clearly. I think I killed him. Oh no! Oh no! He looked like sad cat.
No,
I'm curious why that one was held for a moment. Oh, because you used the word follow. Yeah. The muscle suit truly put in work. F word. I like how the F word is now follow and fluffy. Alright. The president's mask has well and truly slipped. Admit it. The entire assassination was a lie, wasn't it?
if that stupid chief prosecutor hadn't insisted on signing you. Ugh, how could I have let this happen?
Objection!
Oh. Follow me to the band zone. Yeah, that's my word. How dare. Oh, now it works fine. Interesting that follow works. This man dares object. I know, right? He had voice line and everything.
That's enough, Edgeworth. Mr. Knight!
Sorry, but I'm speaking to the president right now. Oh.
Yeah, well, I'm doing my job as a knight and protecting my king.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Go ahead and keep running your mouth.
Perhaps it would be better if we stuck to threatening each other with words.
He wouldn't. Would he?
Nah, I don't need this thing to shut you up. All right, my move. Question. You claim I fired my gun from on stage. How do you figure I did that in front of a crowd of thousands?
An excellent point. Time for my counter move, I suppose. You had a certain something that allowed you to conceal your actions.
A certain something, huh? Mighty specific.
What did Knight use to hide his actions from the crowd? Oh, that's easy. The suitcase thing, right? Where is it? Yeah, there we go.
My attaché case.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have to use the right term. He doesn't work in any part of the courtroom. Yes, take a look at Kay's photograph.
Look at this photograph.
Your right hand is completely obscured by the case. At the very moment this picture was taken, you were firing your gun. And in such a way that you wouldn't be detected.
Objection!
Respect an attaché case, mademoiselle. You don't want to piss off Leon S. Kennedy.
I don't know him. He don't go here. You don't like to let the facts get in the way of good theory, do you, Edgeworth? Shame you don't seem to have noticed.
Noticed what?
That the theories are all you have. Conjectures, nothing more. The flag was billowing in the wind at precisely the right moment. I hid my gun behind my attaché case. We changed the security plan because I couldn't turn my head. It all just speculation. Circumstantial evidence at best. You can't prove any of it. If you at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have a scrap of credibility. Imagine, you couldn't run forensics to see if it matched my gun. You could have. But no, that bullet's at the bottom of the lake. You gonna go dredge it up?
I hate to say it, but he's right. I don't have anything concrete.
I thought not. Maybe now you could shut your mouth.
Ma'am, this is Capcom game. Leon S. Kennedy is here somewhere. Miss Lloyd. Of course, she could have shed some light on the whole situation. I just need to get her to talk.
What's the matter? Something you want to say, Miss Journalist?
Nah, never mind.
That's what I thought.
Miss Lloyd! I need you to be brave. If you don't speak up, the truth will be forever lost. You are a journalist, after all, are you not?
Dang it! I can't stay quiet any longer.
Hey, you understand what you're doing, right? I think carefully before you open that mouth of yours.
I was so focused on begging me a scoop, I forgot the most important thing of all. Real journalists don't lie. Ain't no dang scoop if it ain't the truth.
Well, that just made Tabby Lloyd a step above Lotta. Featuring attaché cases from Resident Evil 4.
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I should have showed you this before.
Real journalists don't lie. What is it?
It's a laser pointer. I used it on the president. But that's all I done. I never shot nobody.
You stupid! I thought I told you. You squeal and you go down as an accomplice.
Okay, but if she didn't talk, she was gonna go down as the murderer, so what do you want from her, dude?
It was him! He told me to do it! I was at Sinfad's embassy sniffing out a story like I told you. This was 3 days back. He comes up to me out of the blue, just starts talking. Help me out and I'll get you an exclusive access to the president. That kind of stuff.
But what about the gun and the trash can?
That I don't know nothing about, I swear it. All he told me was to wear a jacket with a red hood and to point that there's a pointer at the president. I never thought for a minute that it'd blow up in my face so bad. I'm sorry, truly I am.
Thank you, Miss Lloyd. I'd like you to testify to that effect when it goes to trial. It ought to go a long way towards proving that the assassination was a sham. Your turns don't lie, Stephen Class.
What's wrong with you people? Don't any of you know what's good for you?
My sympathies, Mr. Knight. Had you successfully removed me from the case as you intended, perhaps then you could have kept your pawn quiet, That's a face.
So, let me get this straight. You told Tabby if you let slip about our fake assassination plot, we'll have to you convicted for murder. Or something like that?
Of all the dirty... I said no such thing.
Hold it.
Oh, that's him.
Hold it.
President Wang?
Give it up, Knight. It's time we came clean. It's our only choice.
So, Mr. President, you admit it. You admit that there was a plot to fake an assassination attempt?
I do. I'm sorry.
But why? Why do something like that?
My popularity has been on the wane, Basket-comb. I thought surviving an attempt on my life might give me a boost I needed. I know what we did was wrong. So yes, it was all lies. All of it.
And the bullet in the vest?
It was planted ahead of time. I wasn't hit by anything today. Yeah.
But then, what's up with the killer?
Our plan got out somehow. And then he just appeared, hell-bent on turning our fake assassination into a real one.
Hence the red raincoat, I suppose. He'd hoped to get close enough as a fake assassin to finish the job.
There is one thing I don't understand, though.
Oh, and what would that be?
Why did Rook have to die? If the whole thing was fake, how did he wind up getting killed for real?
That's true. Therein lies the real question.
He was a fine bodyguard, the best in fact. He may not have been a native of Zenfa, but he has someone I could fully trust. Gee, I wonder.
Mr. Rook must have been really something to gain the trust of someone who hid from his own shadow.
Sounds like he was as trustworthy to the president as I am to you, huh, sir?
I believe that's for me to say, Detective, not you. Aw. Mr. Rook must have known about the plan too, then, correct?
He wasn't aware of anything specific. Details, no. So no, not really. I tried to involve him, but he refused.
And you would have done well to listen to him.
Ugh, this is tragedy. The life of a good man has been wasted.
What's so great about him anyway?
What's gotten into him?
He was just another piece on the board. There's nothing there to protect you. Nothing more.
Mr. Knight, how could you?
Who was it that actually went along with your plan, huh, Mr. President? While the pious coward backed down when you needed him to step up the most.
I value your support too, of course, but...
Look, I'm your chief bodyguard now. That's all that matters. And now that spineless fool Rook is gone, things are gonna change around here.
Why don't you just say I killed him?
Thanks to me, genius strategist, grandmaster, rightful leader of this team.
We're all well aware of your ambitions, Knight. But doesn't this seem a little impertinent of you?
Heh heh heh. Why? My plan this time was perfect, as they always are, and as they always will be.
I killed him, yeah. That's quite a statement, especially considering that your perfect plan was an abject failure.
Yeah, no thanks to you and that buffoon Rook.
How exactly was it Rook's fault?
If he hadn't died, the killer would have never come after me. And I wouldn't have had to let you on this plane.
Please, Mr. Knight, you mustn't talk like that.
Fine, the guy died protecting you, Mr. President. I'm sure that's just what he always wanted.
But did he die protecting the president?
Wait, I thought the whole assassination thing was fake.
Ah, come on, do I have to say everything twice? We planned a fake assassination, but somebody else came along and tried to make it real. 2 shots were fired, remember? Like you said, Edgeworth, one of the bullets was shot through the balloon. But the second, that wasn't me.
Oh, really? Then who did fire it?
A real assassin, but not to kill her. His plan was to come after the president with a knife. No, the most likely suspect here is this piece of cowering quietly in the corner. Our lily white queen over here, there.
What?
Miss Lloyd!
Again with this? I'm not your danged assassin.
But is that really true? I don't believe it. I, for one, don't believe it. The gun in the trash can, it can only belong to you.
That Sakoyama bit is great. It is pretty great. Knight's Gambit. The doll in the screen there.
Soon as I shot the balloon, I rushed over to help Rook escort the president back to the plane. I left Rook in this room while I secured the president in the safe room. When I came back out, Rook was lying there on the ground. Miss Journalist must have shot Rook while we were escorting the president off stage. That single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can.
So you don't actually know when the victim was struck by the bullet, do you?
That doesn't protect the Rook, Edgeworth. It protects the king.
You want to translate?
He means that his only concern was protecting the president.
Lose the king, you lose the game. Isn't that the first rule of chess?
But a win in which a key piece is sacrificed is a hollow victory indeed.
Doesn't matter, it's still a victory. I kept the president safe. I win.
Well, it's a bit early to be calling a little match calling our little match in any case, for this is where our battle really begins. All right. Rook here in the realm. Came back. Rook was lying there on the ground. Okay, do I... It's the problem when I wait like 2 weeks to play it again. I'm like, I don't even know what's in my evidence file right now. The balloon. This is just the article about him. This is the shot. That's the first shot. Stay frosty. We know who might be in the audience. The gun. There are 2 bullets missing from the gun we found in the trash. At least when it's a replay, you have the advantage you don't even have that. I was gonna see if I could turn this over, but no. No phone number for us. Okay, I'm gonna guess this might be a press, because I don't really know. The victim really didn't take part in your little plan, did he?
Nope. We kept him in the dark for the details.
So we really thought the president was in danger? But wait, he must have noticed that the shot came from right next to him.
Maybe he did. Guess we'll never know. But even if he did know it was a sham, he still had a job to do. He still had to protect his king.
And he was able to make the judgment like that in a split second. Impressive. He really was as capable as they say.
Not so capable I couldn't read him like a book. I made it so he had no choice but to go along with our little performance.
Left rook here in this room while I secure the president in the safe room.
Hold it!
Why do that? You and the president both knew the whole thing wasn't real.
But it had to seem real. There were people everywhere. It's not a good look, right? Imagine if someone had spotted a man who'd just been shot at, hanging out on his plane sipping grape juice like he didn't have a care in the world.
And what was the victim doing during all this?
Who knows? I was in the safe room, like I said. Anyway, came back, Rook was lying there on the ground.
Hold it!
Where on the ground exactly?
Right where he is now, in the middle of the floor. Door on the outside was shut, though. Guess the bullet must have hit him right before he closed it. Thanks to his little blunder, my whole plan fell apart. Mr. Knights, you mustn't talk like that! He may have kept you safe, Mr. President, but he isn't here now to save your good name. I'd call that dereliction of duty. What would you call it?
An honorable try, which is more than what you'd give, I'd say.
Sorry, but that's just how it is. Whoops.
Shot Rook while they were escorting the president off the stage. Except that would be a third shot, wouldn't it?
Hold it!
Weren't you and Mr. Rook both carrying a bulletproof attaché cases?
Yeah, opened him right after Rook spotted the laser sight. Moved into the covering position and used them to shield the president.
So the bullet that hit Mr. Rook traveled through a gap in the defensive shield. Do you really believe Miss Lloyd to be skilled enough marksperson?
Heh, no. She was aiming for the president. That makes her a lousy shot.
So it was a pure coincidence that Mr. Rook was hit. And the bullet simply happened to find its way past your attaché case and through the gap in the vest.
Seems crazy to me, but the facts are the facts. It was a shot in a million, but the shooter hit the bullseye, and the proof's in your hand. Single killer shot was fired by the gun you found in the trash can.
Hold it!
So the second shot had nothing to do with you.
Right, that one was fired by your little friend. Imagine the scoop she'd bag if she hit the mark.
I'm a journalist, you hear? I don't make facts, I report them.
Yeah, a journalist who signed up to fake an assassination plan in hopes to get in a story.
That's not...
Look, I admit it. I set the whole thing up. And your role was to aim the laser pointer at the president. It's not my fault that wasn't enough for you. You were the one who decided to bring the gun out to the party. Who knows? Maybe you thought you kept out on shooting and you could just shut me up too?
So Mr. Knight's suggesting that he first fired one shot, and then Miss Lloyd fired one more.
Yeah, basically implying that Tabby also had a gun on her. Beats me where she could have got one from, but hey.
His entire testimony is pure conjecture. He can't prove any of it.
You're right. Let's hit him with some cold, hard, undeniable evidence.
Okay, so it's not a press thing. Is it the fact that they said that she fired a single shot and the gun's missing 2 bullets? The bullet passed clean through his body. Same model as the victims. Let's give it a go. Well, the music stop seems to imply I'm correct. That's so straightforward. How could it be that? Oh, right. First case. So you contended that it was you who shot the balloon and Miss Lloyd who shot the rook. Are you sure about that?
I'm sure.
Well, what you proposed would indeed match up with the total number of shots heard. The gun from the trash can itself has also been fired twice. Now, why would you suppose the number of shots heard from this gun differs from the number of spent rounds? It's simple, because it was planted by the real perpetrator of the crime.
Somebody faked the evidence?
Yes, and if you think about it, the reason for doing so is obvious. To ensure that whoever found the gun would conclude the shooter had been in the spectator area. And in order to do that, they had to make it seem as if both shots had come from this one weapon.
I get it. So that's why
It's got 2 spent rounds, huh? Precisely. And as we have already proven, the bullet that burst the balloon came from a different weapon. Which makes it entirely possible that the bullet which killed Mr. Rook didn't come from this gun either.
Nice work, Edgeworth. That's some high-grade sleuthing. But why don't you get to the point? You've come this far, spit it out.
Oh, I intend to, don't worry.
The person who really shot Mr. Rook was... you, bitch!
You, Mr. Knight. You're the one who murdered Mr. Rook.
Oh, finally got up the courage to say it, huh?
Surely not! Surely you wouldn't have!
It wasn't only the killer who tried to take advantage of this fake murder plot. You killed Mr. Rook, hoping that he would look like an accidental victim of the bungled assassination. With the president locked away in the safe room and the door of the airplane tightly closed, it was just you and Mr. Rook, alone together. And that's when the third bullet was fired, right into your colleague's body.
Objection!
Wait, you're really gonna claim there's a third one now? You just said only 2 gunshots were heard. Want to tell me how that works? This place is soundproof, bulletproof, a billion proofs.
Airplane cabins are practically soundproof, Mr. Knight, if you close the door. Nothing can be heard from the outside, not even gunfire.
But wasn't the president right next door?
Very true, which means he may have heard the shot himself. Well, Mr. President,
I didn't hear anything.
but you can observe this room through your security feed, can you not?
A camera in this room isn't normally on. I have no manual switch on it to when I entered the safe room. I have to manually switch it on when I enter the safe room.
And that's why you did this time too, right?
Well, that is...
What's gotten into him? Mr. President, this is vitally important. Mr. Please, President Wang.
Fine. I was busy hiding under the bed, covering my ears.
What? Even though you knew the whole thing wasn't real?
Yes, because I hate the sound of guns. Just the slightest hint of that awful noise. And, oh, it's just too much. Too much!
Oof. That there's sadder than a pot of overcooked crawfish. Mr. Knight, you saw that the President Wang was cowering beneath the bed. And what's more, you knew from the monitor's bank that the security camera for this room hadn't been switched on. Which means you knew that the circumstances were perfect for you to fire the third shot, straight at Mr. Rook.
Knight, how could you? Could you really have betrayed my trust so horribly?
You think I killed the old half-wit. You don't trust me much, huh? This is all thanks I get for putting my life on the line for you day after day.
I want to believe you, but...
I don't get it. I just don't get it. What is it there's to doubt here? What, you don't believe that the girl over there could have done it? No, because the gun isn't the murder weapon. We know this is from the number of bullets fired.
Yeah, well, how do you know there wasn't a spent bullet from the start?
What?
Someone could have fired a bullet from that gun yesterday, or the day before. Then today another bullet. The bullet that hit Rook. That's pure speculation, pal, and you know it.
Maybe, but can you prove it's not true? Not with any certainty, no.
You're nothing but without conclusive proof, so come on. Single piece of evidence straight through my heart. I dare you. Well, what are you waiting for?
There must be something, mustn't there, Mr. Edgeworth? If we can prove it, Tabby's...
Is this the kind of bullshit Phoenix faces in court? Please, Ruffles. I messed up. I know I did. I should have never done what I did. Not even for a scoop. But murder? Nah, that ain't me. Ain't a murderous bone in my body. Look, I'll say this. Lloyd at least has, like, a modicum of self-respect. I don't know. Everybody who plays Ace Attorney. Yes, it is. But murder? No, that ain't bottom line. Conclusive proof. If only I could prove that Knight's gun is the murder weapon. Wait. Perhaps I can.
If you had at least had the bullet that burst the balloon, you might have scrapped a credibility. Imagine, you could have run the forensics to see if it matched my gun.
If we had the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, forensics could tell us which gun it was fired from.
No proof, no case. End of conversation.
Hold it right there.
What now? You're not about to claim you do have proof.
Of course I do.
This ought to be good. Alright, bring it on. Show me this proof of yours.
The bullet that killed Mr. Rook is key to the ending of this little game. Very well, my conclusive evidence is not in my possession. Not currently in my possession.
They love doing that shit. Alright then, thanks for playing, folks, but that's game over.
However, It is here in this room.
But
As we know, the bullet that killed Mr. Rook passed through his body. But where did it end its journey? Perhaps we should cast our minds back to an earlier conversation. After passing through his body, the bullet that took Mr. Rook's life then found itself lodged in the vest.
he's right. If the president had been wearing that vest, things could have been a lot worse.
But now, of course, we know that so-called assassination attempt was a complete fabrication.
It's believable that Tabby didn't murder anybody. A lot of, however.
The vest was prepared in advance, made to look as if it had been hit by a bullet. Which begs the question, where's the real bullet?
I like it. A twist. This is the good stuff, Edgeworth. Come on, then. Don't keep us in suspense.
Does any evidence point to where the bullet that killed Mr. Rook might have ended up?
I mean, considering he's bleeding out on the ground here, it could very well just be under him. Well, all of this is outside, so none of that helps. Blue's Clues for weebs. Oh, wait. I do know where it is.
Take that!
There's something very clearly missing from this room.
Ah, yes. A prosecutor with some common sense.
Take a look at this bank of security monitors.
Oh!
I see you've caught on, Mr. President. Splendid. There's a screenshot here showing the view from all around the plane, inside and out. The only external angles not covered in the right-hand side of the aircraft. And that's because one of the monitors is missing. There was a monitor in the space previously, wasn't there, Mr. President?
That was. No idea why my plushie is doing that right now, though.
It appears that someone's vain attempt to hide what is obviously lacking. But where did it go, and why? The why is easy enough to answer, because it was struck by a bullet. For if we are to believe that the bullet went in the vest was the real deal, then anything that hinted at the existence of another bullet had to be removed. So, where did the missing monitor go? Where indeed? I believe that must be hidden somewhere on this plane. After all, there wouldn't have been time to dispose of it outside the aircraft. Detective Gumshoe, conduct a search, if you will.
Right away, sir. Mr. President, extraterritoriality, right? Remember? I have no objection to the search. Please, go ahead. If it will help you discover the truth behind what happened to Mr. Rook, I will not stand in your way. What are you? I don't believe this. Rook this, Rook that. Don't you ever think about anybody else?
The search has been authorized, Detective, if you wouldn't mind.
Go find it, Gumshoe. Oh. Sir, I found the monitor.
Excellent work. Now go ahead and extract the bullet.
Let's see. If I put my hand in here and just, come on, got it.
Well, would you look at that? Blood. If this is the bullet that killed Mr. Rook, there is no doubt about it. This is.
Well, we found it.
And there you have it, Mr. Knight. The single piece of evidence that you requested straight through your heart. Even if you must now admit, if this bullet didn't come from the spectator area, even you must now admit, if this bullet didn't come from the spectator area gun, then Miss Lloyd cannot have been Rook's killer. What? No pithy comeback? Detective, have forensic analysis analyze the bullet for striations and compare them to the gun we found.
Yes, sir. We'll get the evidence you need. You can count on it.
All right, let's hear what forensics has to say. Hey, look, it's the forensic guy that we named last time. I totally don't remember what we named him. Was it hemoglobin? Herman Globin? Something like that. Or, I don't know. All right, let's hear what forensics has to say.
Our findings are as following, sir. Firstly, the blood in the bullet is indeed that of the victim,
Proving that the bullet killed Mr. Rook.
Secondly, we found that Mr. Knight's fingerprints on the gun.
Probably from when they handed all the evidence over to him. Now for the key part, the striations. If they're not a match, then Miss Lloyd is in the clear.
Lastly, the striations on the bullet are a match with this weapon.
Uh-oh. What? How could that be?
No way!
Aw, come on! There's no doubt about it, sir. This is the gun that fired the bullet.
How? How?
Well, isn't that something? Conclusive proof of that I was right. What's the matter? Didn't think you had me backed to a quarter, did you?
I don't remember at all. Fair.
Guess you misread the board. Because the only one backed to a quarter here is you.
Nope.
Knight's counter. There's no denying it. Forensics proved that the gun and the bullet are a match. The bullet that killed Rook was fired from the gun you found in the spectator area. So who pulled the trigger? Can't have been me. I was up on the stage, which leaves your little friend. The hack killed Rook. She's the murderer, and you just proved it. Your move, Edgeworth, but just remember two things. One, where you found that gun. Two, which gun the fatal bullet came from. Whichever way you look at it, can't have been the shooter.
How did it come to this?
Me and the president, we admitted to faking the assassination attempt. Now it's your turn to admit something. Who the killer really is.
There's no way Tabby did it. Is there?
Don't let him get to you, Kay. Don't let him get to you, Kay. We just need to go over his statements again. There must be something further we can deduce from them.
Okay, let's do it, Mr. Edgeworth.
Prove the gun and the bullets are a match. The bullet killed Rook was fired from the gun you found at the spectators area. So who pulled the trigger?
Hold it!
Yes, who indeed?
Still can't bring yourself to admit the truth, huh? I get it. It was your shoes that just a few minutes ago burned me up on the inside, you know? Made me really want to shoot someone. Sorry. It's no laughing matter, you know. But we both know who really did shoot someone, don't we? Can't have been me. I was up on the stage. Leaves your little friend.
Hold it!
What proof is there that Miss Lloyd fired the gun?
What proof? How about the forensics you ordered?
They didn't find her prints, though, did they?
Yeah, only prints they found were yours, pal.
Objection!
From when I confiscated the evidence, probably. Anyway, I
like how no one's like, oh, you touched evidence with your bare hands. That wasn't sus at all.
Anyway, say it wasn't Miss Journalist. Who was it? Because it can't have been me. Your own investigation put the shooter in the spectator area, didn't it? Are you ready to admit it yet? All the evidence points to one direction. Hack killed Rook. She's murdering. You just proved it.
Hold it!
That's not what I proved at all.
Oh yeah? So what did you prove? Still trying to make this about how I fired the first shot? Sure, you proved that, and I admitted it. So what? You're forgetting that you're here to do one thing, and that one thing only. You got that right, to uncover the truth. And you think ruining your country's relationship with Zenfa is gonna do that? No, your job's to solve the attempted assassination. Nothing else.
I'll decide what my job is, thank you very much. You don't get to tell me what to do.
Oh, sure. Let the trail go cold while you flip your wig over to who gets to say what's to who. Or you could finally do the right thing and admit that your little friend is guilty.
Never. You're the guilty one here. There's no doubt about it. The markings on the bullet are consistent with those left by the weapon and from the trash can. But if Mr. Knight were to have tampered with the gun somehow, he could have only done it once I'd handed over the evidence and not a moment before.
Isn't there anything we can do, Mr. Edgeworth? There must be something.
Our reasoning thus far has been sound. I'm sure of it, which means we can overcome his defense this time as well.
Really? Even with the forensic results on his side?
If the testimony is untruthful, there is always a contradiction to be found. Let's listen to what he has to say for himself one more time. Okay. The gun and the bullet are a match. Do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. I'm being real. I don't have an immediate idea what they're wanting from me here. Let's press the statements I didn't press yet. Maybe it'll bring something to my brain. No, that's... What was it you said? The forensic would back you up? How does it feel to be shot in the chest by your own conclusive proof, huh? Not so good, I'd imagine.
The bullet and the gun are a match, Mr. Edgeworth. That's kind of gotta mean that Tabby pulled the trigger, no?
Even so, I simply cannot accept that.
But sir, there's no denying the evidence.
There isn't, so what am I missing? If I assume Miss Lloyd to be innocent, then the gun and the bullet shouldn't be a match. What is it, Kay?
I was just thinking, what if the evidence points to something that doesn't seem possible? Then maybe there's something wrong with it.
You're asking me to call the evidence into question.
Well, there's no way Tabby did this, right? So the evidence says that she did. Then the problem must lie there.
You seem very sure about this.
Call it my great thief's intuition.
Intuition, huh? Still, she could be right. The game wants you to be a pro-tag who is never wrong. Just do that. Okay, I'll keep it in mind, Donnie. I simply don't believe Miss Lloyd to be a malicious liar, which means... As someone who believes that the evidence is everything in court, the irony is not lost on me, but... If I were to call a piece of evidence into question, it would have to be... the gun? Neither of them. The gun? If something untoward is going on here, it would have to involve the weapon, not the bullet. After all, we only just recovered the bullet a little while ago. Furthermore, we know that Mr. Knight had an opportunity to handle the gun. So you could have swapped the scope. They look the same, so... Now that you had the evidence you have gathered and removed yourself from the plane, I'd do as he said if I were you, Mr. Edgeworth. This can't be really the end of the line. Can it? Indeed, he had ample opportunity. There's no doubt that the gun is the weapon that was used in the crime, which means it must belong to...
Take that!
The gun belongs to Mr. Knight. He switched them around. That has to be it. The bullet that killed the Rook was fired from the gun you found in the Spectre area. So who pulled the trigger? Can't have been me. I was up on the stage. Salute your friend. You just proved it. So, because I did that... Is this what they want me to do? Okay, seems to be. This is why I just press everything to start with. Sometimes necessary statements to press is pretty random. That's fair. Like, the first one didn't feel like a statement to be pressed, but clearly it was. Admit it, you switched the guns, didn't you, Mr. Knight? That's why the markings match the weapon in the question. It was yours all along. Heh. You're definitely cruising through this despite doing it blind. I mean, that's good at least. This case isn't like overly complicated or anything. It's just more kind of figuring out what the game wants me to prove, I guess. Because like the concept of everything going on is pretty clear. It's just like laying out the evidence correctly, I guess. But isn't that always the case? Okay. An intriguing move there, Edgeworth, and...
You must have made the switch when I handed over the evidence, while I was busy trying to make the case for the remaining on in the investigation. You took the laser sight from the gun that we found in the trash can, and you put it on your own. Then, not long afterwards, you handed that gun back to me instead of the one we found.
I did, huh? You think somehow knew you'd find and let alone run forensics on a bullet sometime in the future?
Is that so strange?
You're a chess player, after all. A man who's well used to thinking several moves ahead. I'm flattered, but much as it pains me to admit, you're overestimating my ability. Besides, do you even have any proof that I made the switch? I don't know, do we? Probably, but I don't immediately know what the answer to that question is. Gun's the same model as mine. Weird, sure, but just a coincidence. And look, there's a laser sight attached. Also, take a look at the cylinder. 2 spent bullets, just what we'd expect to see. So what proof do you have that I switched the original gun out for mine, huh? None, that's what.
You say I'm overestimating your abilities. You surprised me.
What can I say? I'm a modest guy. More modest than you, that's for sure. Everywhere except the chessboard, that is.
Well, I don't see a chessboard here, do you?
Shame. Still guess that gives you a nice excuse. I didn't mess up. I just didn't have the right evidence.
I don't think I'll be the one making excuses. Rather, I didn't mess up. They just got lucky with the evidence, will be your excuse, I'd imagine.
Okay. Do I have proof that he swapped them? I don't know. Maybe I guess I just gotta press him some.
Hold it!
Coincidence, you say? Or was it a necessity? Can't be both, pal! Sure it can. We bodyguards need to prove the president. And the girl needed to use the gun, but she probably doesn't know a whole lot about them. It's not so far-fetched for her to pick something she's heard of that we also happen to use.
Okay, but why a revolver? Why is it that why is that your go-to gun?
It probably has something to do with the ease of use. No spent casings to chase down, for example. Exactly. Perfect tool for the job where you can't afford to fail or don't know what you're doing. Still, coincidence, necessity doesn't make the whole thing a lot of difference either way. Laser sight attached.
Hold it!
Because you swapped it on there.
Put up or shut up, Edgeworth. Where's your evidence?
Well, that is.
Don't go making accusations you can't back up. Or did your daddy never teach you that? As it stands, the facts are in my favor here. Cylinder, 2 spent bullets, just what you expect to see.
Hold it!
I've been meaning to ask, actually. What about your own weapon? How many spent bullets are in its cylinder?
This old girl here? Well, now... I let loose a few rounds earlier, as you saw. And he keeps dumping the bullets, so... He reloads his gun every time he fires it. But even if I were to tell you how many there were at the time, you'd have no way of verifying that. Of course, in order to swap the guns properly, he'd have to maintain the right number of bullets per gun. He didn't have the chance to put any gloves on, though, which means... Alright, I think it's about time you did the right thing and resign, don't you? Game's all done, see? So the idea is that he touched the bullets with his fingers. We're just gonna keep presenting this gun over and over again. I have your proof right here. That's your proof? I think you've been working too hard, Edgeworth. Not the gun itself, the evidence it carries. Evidence that will prove once and for all that it does in fact belong to you. I'm looking forward to this. Go ahead and make your move. What's about to come to play? The rook? The bishop? Not a pawn, surely. The evidence that the gun will provide takes form of fingerprints. Fingerprints, namely your fingerprints, Mr. Knight.
Objection.
My prints? Pah, of course my prints are on the gun. You handed it right to me when you gave up the evidence. How could they not be there? What if I told you there are prints on the parts of the gun that you shouldn't have touched at any point? Oh, what? Where? You can't prove that. Dude, where do you keep shooting that gun? How many holes are in the ceiling now? This cabin is not airtight anymore. Oh, but I can. There's a place where your fingerprints could never have been left, if things happened as you say. Allow me to present the final piece of evidence that will bring our game to the rightful conclusion. Here, look closely at the cylinder, detective. 2 bullets fired, but where are the prints we are looking for, sir? Oh wait, that's gumshoe. 2 bullets fired, but where are the prints we're looking for, sir? You did indeed switch the guns when I handed you the evidence. But if that were all you had done, your deception would have been easily detected. But the number of bullets fired by each gun was different. There were 2 spent bullets in the gun we found. Yeah, but what about Mr. Knight's gun? We know that he fired 2 bullets from the stage into the balloon. I'm going to say the ballroom for some reason. And he fired another bullet at Mr. Rook, ending his life. So 3 bullets in total, plus a few odd ones he'd let loose in shock during our little game. And after each shot, he reloaded his gun out of habit. With his bare hands, of course. Officer, where exactly were Mr. Knight's fingerprints found? The ones you mentioned in your report. Sir, they're found on the exterior of the weapon, but also on the bullets themselves. I'm not sure they could have gone there just from me handing you evidence, Mr. Knight. That's... And there we have it. Proof that you did indeed switch the guns. This gun, the one that fired the bullets that killed Mr. Rook, is yours. And in taking his life, you are the true assassin. Miles, you're such a smarmy bitch. Checkmate. No! Oh, God. Oh, no, there was a blue badger in there. I was gonna be the new chief of security. That blasted Rook. If it hadn't been for him, I would have been in charge by now. I would have been in control of the whole team.
My plan was perfect. The fake assassination was supposed to be flawless.
Detective Gumshoe.
Right away, sir. Curse you, Edgeworth! Our game isn't over yet.
I'm afraid this is as far as we go today. The next moves we play will be in the courtroom.
But it's not fair! It's not fair!
Revolver, Asha not. I was a smarmy bitch, but also night had it coming. Pretty much. March 25th, 5:12 p.m. Gourd Lakes, Lakeside Stage.
Mr. Edgeworth, I owe you a debt of gratitude. You exposed a murderer within the ranks of my own personal guard. I will not soon forget that.
He's suddenly very presidential again, now that we're back outside the plane.
I say it, you know. I saw it, you know, when we first proposed the fake assassination to him. You want me to handle it, not Rook? Rook refused, but I can rely on you, can't I? Of course, sir. You can count on me. I'll put together a plan that can't possibly fail. And he'll play his part like the pawn he is. The hatred in his eyes was plain to see. He despised poor Rook. I was not entirely comfortable with moving forward with Knight in charge of our little deception. And looking back, I think he sensed my discomfort. I can't help but think I played a part in the decision to end Rook's life. You think?
Mr. President, none of this would have happened if you hadn't plotted a fake assassin attempt on your life. Yeah, really. That was your crime, and it is a crime you'll have to live with.
You are right. I can only apologize for the part I played. And I will no doubt be made to pay for my actions in one way or another. But I thank you nonetheless. You solved the riddle of Rook's demise, and for that I shall be eternally grateful. I will be here in your country for a little while longer yet. But when I have returned home, perhaps you will visit us in Zenfar. You will always be welcome.
Salute!
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all don't know how grateful I am. All's well that ends well.
Miss Lloyd, the accusation of murder made against you was of course entirely groundless. But the fact remains that you were willing to participate in a staged assassination attempt. The police will no doubt wish to speak with you about the matter. You should be aware that you may well be punished for your actions.
I know. I'm awful sorry about everything, truly I am. I understand.
Oh, that's Edgeworth. I understand your desire for a scoop, but there are limits.
There sure are. It got me some serious thinking to do. You did it, Mr. Edgeworth! That was something else! Local prosecutor solves assassination conundrum, earns eternal gratitude of the president. How's that for a headline? Hey, that's my department. Mr. Prosecutor, how does it feel to solve such an important case? You must be over the moon.
She certainly doesn't stay down for long. No comment.
Dang, you're one tight-lipped son of a gun.
Well, as I should be. This case is not over yet.
It isn't? How come, sir?
Because until we unravel the story behind this, the case will never be completely over. The card?
Take that!
DeKiller's calling card?
Mr. DeKiller has yet to complete his assignment. Ah, yes, right. He was given a contract to kill him.
You mean he might still try to murder the president?
I hope I'm wrong, but if I'm not, this could all blow up into something more sinister yet. As one would expect, an attempted assassination of the president. The case was all over the news, and my preparations for Mr. Knight's trial were constantly interrupted by requests from the press. There wasn't a person in the land who didn't know about the case. Everybody was talking about it. But in the midst of the frenzy that followed, nobody noticed that this was only the first move in a game far bigger than any of us could have imagined. Case 1 complete?
Case 1 complete! Who's a master prosecutor? I am.
GG, Katie. I must go now. Very fair. I'm going to take like a couple minutes just to rest my voice. But then I want to start at least the first case a little bit, just to get kind of the intro in. We probably won't get very far, but I will be right back. Okay. That was a good first case, though. I am liking the game so far. Okay. Yee. I don't know anything about these cases, so what is the next one called? The Captive Turnabout. Okay. I don't think I even know the detectives in this. Like, I've seen a picture of them, but that's about it. Like, I don't know anything about them. Or rival prosecutors or whatever. Oh. Spooky. Ooh. Knight's dead, bitches! Ooh. And nothing of value is lost. Honestly? Oh! Doggo! Are we defending a doggo? Is a doggo being accused of murder and we must defend him? He did nothing wrong. No, I wish. Fair enough. March 27th, 10:16 a.m. Detention Center, visitors room. That would be so much better than the actual person we protect for this case. Fair enough. That was a spooky opening, though, for these games. They did good.
Still no sign of them, huh?
Yeah. How long do they intend to keep us waiting?
Now, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm sure the guard will bring him in any second now.
The killing of Bastion Rook. It's been 2 days since the incident at the park, and today we're paying a visit to the detention center. Our aim, of course, is to interview Bronco Knight, who has been charged with the murder. His trial is due to start tomorrow, and I am to be the prosecutor behind the bench. What's taking so long? You there, what's going on?
I don't know, sir. I'll go check and...
We've got a situation! It's Knight! He's been killed!
What?
Killed? In the detention center.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. What are you waiting for?
Right. Take us to the scene of the crime at once.
Yes, sir.
Your life, your choice. So, it didn't happen in the holding cells, but surely that's where he was being held?
What's the holdup? The crime scene's this way.
Where are you taking us? This doesn't door lead to the prison? Oh my god. Sorry, guys. Let me read this.
Where are you taking us? Doesn't this door lead to...
The prison proper, yes.
You mean those other cells aren't part of the prison?
Not exactly, no. Those are the detention centers. Holding cells. That's where defendants are kept while they're awaiting trial. The area beyond this door serves a rather different purpose.
Yeah, it's where the people who are convicted serve out their time.
I suppose you could say it's the last place a great thief should ever want to be.
I've unlocked it, sir. Please follow me.
A crime happened in the detention center is pretty hype. It is. Oh, is that... Okay. Oh, there was just so much on the screen prior, but now we're in here and it's a lot. That's Knight, all right, but he's dead. Ba 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 ba. Of course he has a freaking chess set beside him. How could this have happened? And how did he wind up inside the prison proper? All very good questions. March 27th, 10:30 2 a.m. Prison workshop.
This is horrible. How did Mr. Knight get himself murdered?
I can hardly believe it myself, but there can be no doubting the evidence of our own eyes.
And what's he doing here? I thought he was being held in the detention center, no?
He was. He must have been. His trial hadn't even begun yet. The law states that until convicted, suspects are to be kept in cells separate from the main prison. Only those who have been found guilty are sent to the prison proper. There's no way Knight should have been in here.
Maybe he wandered out his way over? The detention center and the prison are separated not only by 2 heavy doors, but also a lengthy corridor. Well, that's Edgeworth. Whatever.
That would have been a long way to wander, especially for a detainee. It's a very good question. But look, the detention center also connects with the office area, which connects with that blue room, which connects with the prison. I'm sure that won't be relevant. I suppose we'd better take a closer look at Knight's body. We'll need to examine the scene of the crime carefully if we want to get to the bottom of this.
Ba.
Where's the doggo? Part of the floor is covered in dirt.
You know what that means, sir? Footprints.
Too many footprints, unfortunately. We'll need a specialist to identify them.
Guess we gotta wait for forensics to get here.
Yes. And in the meantime, if you could refrain from treading all over it.
Wouldn't want to slip up and get the old jacket dirty, huh? Good point, Mr. Edgeworth. Thanks.
My concern was for the footprints, not your jacket. Is that a whip?
Time to inspect every suspicious-looking nook and cranny.
Indeed. This area's too big to take on all at once. Fortunately, I can use the R to look up, down. Must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. The whip? These tops are rather colorful.
They kind of stand out in the room like this, don't they?
They certainly don't look like they belong to this prison.
Look, there's a whip on top of... I was going to say, why are we talking about the tarps?
I mean, I know why. It's relevant to what he's wrapped in, but come on.
You know who that reminds me of, right? Hey, maybe it's actually hers? Maybe she left it here.
Not a chance. She and her whip are attached at the wrist. Trust me. There's a rope near Knight's body, too.
Speaking of, want to see my super stealthy...
rope escape trick. Thanks, but I'll let you know when I'm in need for saving. She seems genuinely disappointed. Looks like the pulley of some kind.
Maybe the prisoner used it for work?
I suppose so, yes.
Okay, so I know you're going to say no, but...
Absolutely not, Kay. You are not permitted to swing on that rope.
Ugh, I knew it.
I should have known you were being serious.
Weird having something like this in the prison, huh? A cage inside a cage?
Technically, Kay, a prison isn't made up of cages, but cells.
What's the difference? No offense, Mr. Edgeworth, but you've got to look at the basic nature of things more.
Yes, and the basic nature of an investigation is the pursuit of accurate facts and information. Okay, is that basically everything in here? Seems to be.
It's a sink.
It doesn't seem to contain any useful clues.
Nope, not a whiff of treasure either.
I don't know if we're actually looking for treasure right now.
What's with all the weird equipment?
I'm not sure, but I don't see anything particularly suspicious here.
Smells weird though. Kinda musky, like wet fur.
I didn't know you had such a keen nose.
Oh, it's nothing special really, except when it comes out to sniffing out treasure.
Remind me to seal all my valuables away in airtight containers.
No way, Mr. Edgeworth. I'd never steal any of your stuff.
But you would happily steal someone else's. I'm not sure that's entirely reassuring. Alright, well, let's look at the body. Bronco Knight, killed the day before his court date. You'd better take a closer look. Okay, well, there's a glove. A rubber glove.
Yep, just one though.
I should examine it in more detail. There's mud or something on it. There's mud all over it.
Maybe the prisoners were making mud pies? I wish I could have joined them. I love making mud pies.
Not anywhere near my crime scene, you're not. Blood. The fingers are covered in blood on the side. I think we can safely assume this glove was dropped by some time after Knight's blood had been spilled.
We can? How come?
Because it had to be on the floor when the pool of blood was forming. Then the blood would have flowed around it, but not underneath it.
Oh, meaning there's only been a band of blood around the edges of the fingers and not over the backside. Assuming the glove was discarded after the blood had pooled around the body. Maybe our murderer ditched it after they did the deed. Certainly a possibility. At the very least, whoever it was that dropped this must have seen the body. You there.
Yes, sir.
Have you seen the glove before?
Yes, sir. The prisoners wear them for work.
It's strange, though. Prisoners issued with those gloves are under strict orders to keep them in their cells.
They aren't allowed to take them out without permission. We always check.
I suppose that would explain why there aren't any other gloves in the workshop. Look at his hand that's covered by the blanket for some reason. Or the top. The body's partially covered by a dirt-stained top. And there's a rope on top of it.
Wasn't I tied up in the rope somehow?
We should take a look under the sheet as well. Ah! Look at all the red stuff!
Yes, I'd say it's blood.
We should...
Yeah, because it was wrapped around him so he wouldn't bleed out anywhere but where he is, because there's only blood under his head.
We should take a look around. There's bound to be more secrets to uncover, I'm sure.
There's something on his finger.
Let's take a closer look, Mr. Edgeworth. It's a ring! An expensive-looking one at that.
Don't even think about it, Kay.
What? I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Huh? Is that...
Oh, I've seen one of these in your office, Miss...
Oh, I've seen one of these in your office, Mr. Edgeworth.
I'm sure you have, Detective. It's a pocket chess set. The victims, I'd imagine.
Makes sense. He loved chess, after all.
Yeah, it would have been a good way to pass the time. Can we look at it? Can we open it?
Come on, come on, come on. Hurry up and open the clasp.
This is a meta-investigation. You sound like a child on Christmas morning.
Oh, please. Even your heart must have skipped a beat when you're about to open a mysterious box.
Not all of us think like you, Kay, thankfully. Well, that seems to be a complete set, right?
These are chess pieces, right? I've seen the ones that you have in your office. So how come these are all are black and white?
Most chess pieces are. The ones in my office are custom made.
As in, they're unique and probably valuable? I like the sound of that.
Oh, right. He's got the set that's, red and blue, so that one can be Phoenix. Okay, but what about... Okay, I could have sworn this was going to be something we could remove. Okay, well... Inmate use only. I guess that means...
That must mean that it must be one the prisoner who is using, right?
Yes, you would certainly imagine so.
His neck brace is soaked in blood from the hole in his neck.
I would assume that's the cause of death, and it was probably instantaneous. He wouldn't have even had a chance to cry out for help. There's a small cut on his scalp, too. Was he struck with something?
Maybe he fell and hit his head after he was stabbed in the throat.
It's possible, but it's too early to say anything for certain. Kay, you have a camera with you, correct? Could you lend it to the detective so he can photograph the body?
Sure thing. All yours, Gummy.
Thanks. All right, here we go. His clothes sure are a mess, though, huh?
Indeed, they appear to be covered in dirt. I had a mini chess set as a kid. Magnetic board, the pieces, goods. Good for car rides. Yeah, I had probably something similar. I probably used it for checkers, but, like, regardless. nice little set. I honestly, like, I vaguely know how to play chess, but I can't even recall if I've played a proper game of it. People would annihilate me at this game.
Guess he's like me when it comes to laundry.
It would be a grave error to think anybody else could be quite like you, Detective. Okay, was that everything on him? I think so. I think we're at logic stage now.
These tops have a pretty distinctive design, in fact. It's the same design as the bloody top around Mr. Knight's body.
You'd be surprised when you get so used to the chess meta, newbie players can sneak up and shatter you. Is that so? Because we don't subscribe to any of the like opening gambits or whatever that people do. Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. I know the ways of chess pieces move. I've never practiced the game itself. Pretty bad at it.
That'll teach you to be careless, Mr. Edgeworth. You need to keep your treasures close when there's a great thief around.
I thought you were on sabbatical. Colorful tarp. Is that the end? It is. Okay. Not bad for a bit of evidence gathering.
Huh! Nothing can stop us when we're on the hunt together, right, Gummy?
You betcha. We're unstoppable. Regular Three Musketeers.
Let's not get carried away, Detective. There's one thing we still haven't found.
Huh? What do you mean, sir?
What's missing from the crime scene? Blood. Footprints. The murder weapon. I see no sign of a murder weapon anywhere.
You're right. I didn't even think about that.
Come now, Detective. These are basic investigative principles we're talking about here.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, sir.
Don't worry, Gummy. It hadn't crossed my mind either.
Hardly the fact that hardly puts my mind at ease, Kay. Shogi is even worse. I know enough to play better than a newbie, but can't be bothered to try to perfect a proper artful game. Very fair. Items that could prove potentially lethal are strictly controlled within the prison. After all, we wouldn't want inmates getting their hands on them, would we? Which means acquiring a murder weapon would be hard enough, let alone leaving the scene with one.
Oh yeah, nice thinking, Mr. Edgeworth.
What was the murder weapon? And where has it gone? The answer to these questions may be the key to figuring out what happened here. Well, I wonder who this is. Huh, didn't know the guy had a whole entourage. Oh? That's a fun song. Do 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 do. Excusez-moi, but this is a scene of the crime, right? How's your Brooklyn accent? Terrible, probably. Meet Eddie Fander. It's a fun song. Excusez-moi, but this is a scene of the crime, right? You're... Wait a second. Aren't you? No way. Those piercing eyes. Furrowed brow. No. I like Eddie's theme a lot. It's a fun one.
I'm trying to think how to do a Brooklyn accent. I don't have it in me at the moment. Maybe I'll practice for next stream. Mr. Fender, it's been far too long. Oh, Edgeworth knows him.
I know, right? But even after all this time, I know it that deep down about anywhere. And that neckwear obs. Manfred von Karma, the man, the legend. Gotta say, I didn't expect to see you here.
Hold it.
What are you talking about, pal? This is Mr. Edgeworth, not some old geezer.
Detective, please.
Edgeworth? Wow, guess that explains the fresh face. Heh, can't blame a guy for mixing you two up, though. You're a spitting image of the old devil in his day.
I see you haven't changed. How many years has it been? There are many places to get you into Brooklyn accent.
I'm walking here. Man, good question. But who's counting? Been away traveling to so long I lost track. You know how it is. But you know what I do remember? You betraying everything you were supposed to stand for.
Whoa, where did that come from? And who are you anyway?
This is Eddie Fender. He's a defense attorney.
He's a defense attorney? Enchanté, as they say. Fender's the name, and defending's the game. I'm a bit of an ace attorney. Detective Gumshoe. Detective Dick Gumshoe.
And I'm Kate Faraday, great thief.
Yes, Eddie Fender is a defender, if you will.
I'm on sabbatical for the month, though.
A great thief? Wow, so romantic. Trade chic, if you will.
Right. It's nice to finally meet someone who gets it. I'm looking to expand the franchise, actually. I even made signing up a super simple.
Sounds awesome. I'd love to come hang out with you guys if you'll have me.
Sorry, I should have also mentioned that it's girls only, and they have to be super fun and super cool and...
Yeah, I totally get it. No hard feelings, yeah? Come on, bring it in.
You've got to be kidding.
My bad. I'm just so used to how they do things elsewhere, you know?
And why are you here, Mr. Fender?
Whoops, almost forgot your scene. This is your scene. Keeping the defense out is strategy number 1 in the Von Karma playbook. After all, isn't it?
Something tells me he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. Hold it.
Hey, quit it with all the Von Karma stuff, pal. What gives?
Detective, calm yourself. His attitude is, unfortunately, understandable.
It is?
I take it you are Mr. Knight's attorney.
Guilty as charged, Your Honor. Well, supposed to be, anyway.
So he's planning to represent Knight. If his client hadn't been murdered, he and I would have faced off against each other in the court. What? That's illegal. Edgeworth can only face off against Phoenix. What would Phoenix think? I'd better see what he has to say for himself. Okay, so we have met a new character, Eddie Fender. So the victim asked you to represent him.
Sure did. We're supposed to have a little chit-chat today.
As was I. But the guard showed up instead and told us that his body had been found. Phoenix has a new fling every game, he'd understand. Fair. Plus, some of his flings are girls. The man slut.
as bummed about it as you. Even brought him some Wheaties to cheer him up.
Mr. Fender, you know you can't bring food into the prison.
Oh yeah. Well, it's here now. Want some? Little vice I picked up on my travels. So Moorish.
No, thank you.
Fine. Do you. What are you doing anyhow? Don't tell me you wanted to hear Nightside. Von Karma's always more of a convict than defendant at all costs guy.
He didn't teach you that?
Okay. Totally get. I'm sure there's more context to this. Because, don't get me wrong, Miles learned a lot from Von Karma that was shitty. And I'm sure later on we're going to learn there's even more things that led to this animosity. But I also feel like Eddie Fender's a little behind on the times from when we've already taken down Von Karma and he got shot and we put him in jail. So, you know... That was a long time ago.
If you say so. Sure you don't want any weenies?
God, if there's a third Investigations, what kind of whack job would Edgeworth Full be? Because Phoenix got a zombie cyborg chauvinist. It's hard to say, right? I don't even necessarily think that this is the main... Well, maybe it is. I don't know. I've seen a picture of the lady who was featured on the opening of this case. And I think she's the main, like the Zen, kind of like how Chiffon was, like, the main and... Oh, she's coming. I figured. I assume she's probably, like, our primary opponent, if as it were. She's the Franny. But Francisca. Francisca's the Franny. No one can replace her. If you say so. Sure you don't want any weenies? No, thank you. It's a complicated game. We have 40 Mayas. Have you met with your client previously?
Yes, indeed. Your Honor. Just yesterday, in fact. The Bronxsters called me the minute he was arrested. Sounded real freaked out, man. Oh yeah, mentioned your little performance, too. According to him, you really made a nuisance of yourself.
And not the kind word was spoken, I'm sure. Well, sticks and stones and all that.
Boy, did he not like you. Trash talked you something fierce. Can't say I didn't join in the fun, though.
Fun? How dare you, Mr. Fender?
Lighten up, kid. I'm kind of a fixture in the visitor's room here. And I don't think I ever had that much of a guess.
Oh, so you come here a lot?
Also, I will say so far, investigation has been chronological. Now, I actually don't think that's going to remain the case because I do have an inkling that this game has at least something to do with Edgeworth's father, but we'll see how that plays out.
Oh, you come here a lot?
Hey, don't go getting the wrong idea, little sis. I'm never on the wrong side of the bars. I just happen to know someone who is. Visitor's room is usually where I'm at, but this isn't exactly my first time in the clink either.
I don't have much more voice in me, but I want to at least finish this scene. In which case, I'd better ask him what he knows about this room. Tell me, what do you know about the scene of the crime?
Huh? Oh, this room? Nah, dude. What about, do you know about it? I'll give you 3 choices. Classroom, a morgue, a recreation center. I mean, none of these. Morgue? Is it a morgue?
Well, it does have a dead body in it. A dead body equals morgue, am I right? Now, let's see if the answer key has to say, shall we? Oh no, you got it wrong! It's actually a workshop.
Yeah, it wasn't any of the options there.
So all the options he gave me were wrong. How infantile.
The cons come here to perform various duties.
Fun fact, the fan translation coming first tried their own cute localization names. Eddie Fender's fan translation name, Raymond Shields. I see. Yeah, I heard there was some things about people being like, oh, I prefer the fan translation names, etc. But I think Eddie Fender's a pretty good name.
They can learn their skills too.
Think some.
Qualifications for when they're back on the street.
I see. And how is access to this room controlled?
Sebastian the Best is one they went to bat for. But Augustus Winner is fine. I see. Tabby Lloyd, Nicole Swift. Tabby Lloyd is better. But I understand why they would like Nicole Swift.
Who has the key?
Chill out, Edgeworth. I don't have all the answers.
Rook. Shocker. I mean, that one's a little easier to keep the translation right. Like the obvious correlation.
My man over there doesn't, though.
Right, compadre? Yes, sir. The workshops aren't locked with physical keys. Their doors are fitted with sensors instead.
What kind of sensors?
Inmates are issued special bracelets, sir. When they walk through the workshop door, the sensor checks their bracelet. And if they're not supposed to be there, ding-a-ling-a-ling, the alarm will sound. If they let them ring too long, then bzzz, they get a real shock, if you know what I mean. And if they try to break and remove the bracelet, bzzz, a shock 3 times worse than that.
What? That's brutal! I guess they need to ensure the inmates follow the rules, but that does sound a bit excessive.
Nightly. I see.
If they wish to pass through the door like this one, the prisoner needs to be accompanied by a guard. We disable the sensor for them and let them in. You get all that?
Have any prisoners used the workshop today?
No, sir. No one's been in here for days. I'd know if they had.
So no prisoners have entered, let alone used, this workshop today.
Door sensor jotted down.
Which means that there's a contradiction in this crime scene. Namely, there's something here that shouldn't be here. I'll take another quick look over the crime scene and employ my power of deduction to solve the mystery.
Damn. If we stop talking to him, we don't get his song anymore. I mean, I assume it's the implication that this glove is here.
Could this be related to the evidence somehow?
Wait. Is that he's not wearing a bracelet? So how'd he get in here?
Eureka!
No. Did I talk myself out of the thing? Because my first thought was the glove.
In fact, I'm sure I have a piece of evidence that proves the fact that it, beyond a doubt, that it shouldn't be here. I mean, it's the glove, then. Do I just present the glove on the glove? No. I'm already messing up here. It's because I'm starting to get tired, I think. I mean, he shouldn't be in here, to be real with you. Oh, there's the second page. You're right, it's the glove. Okay. It's not the glove on glove action. Is it the door sensor? Yeah, okay, it's the door sensor. Because the door says that no one came in. I understand. The prisoners aren't able to come and go from this workshop as they please. The door sensor would have detected their bracelet, and the alarm would have sounded. What's more, according to the guard, no prisoners were authorized to be in this room at all today. And yet, here we have a rubber glove, of the kind issued to inmates. This is a clear contradiction. So, where did the glove come from, sir? I don't know, Detective. Not yet, anyway. All I know is that from now is that the glove is a valuable piece of evidence. Investigation complete! You, apart from the prisoners and the guards, who else has access to this room? No one, sir. This is a prison, after all. Prisoners and guards are pretty much all there. Mr. Fender. Come on, don't play us like that, friend. We both know that's not true. You know as well as I do the prisoners and guards aren't the only ones who can come in here. Huh? Oh, do you mean... But sir, they're... Mr. Fender, would you care to get to the point? Who exactly are you talking about? What? You don't have a pair of peepers in that head of yours. You didn't see them on the way in? Wandering around the corridors, chilling with their buds. Bet if you moseyed on out of the door right now, you'd trip over one of them before you take a step. Listen, pal, that is just about enough of your baloney. Oh, you made Gumshoe say the B word. Baloney. Take a chill pill, big guy. I'm on your side. You know, for such a wide fella, you have a very narrow mind. What did you... Detective. Sorry, sir. Look, just follow me, okay? Seeing is believing, isn't that what they say? Show the dog. Show the dog. That's not a dog. This is no ordinary slammer. Here, the humans share their space with some special friends. They get to hang out with all these animals? Animal prison. Animals? Yep, furred and feathered fella of all shapes and sizes. Guard filled in on how it came about. Seems they tried to get a little experiment with the animal therapy a few years back. Cons were assigned a critter each, a buddy to help them keep their spirits up. Really? Wow, that sounds like so much fun. Plus, the inmates even earn pet care qualifications if they go through with some job training with the animals. Oh, that must be what all the equipment in the workshop's for. Vehicular manslaughter. What crime did that buddy commit? How many people did it die for its sins?
The bunny does have red eyes. It does remind me distinctly of the ReZero bunny. I'm not gonna lie. The piggy's cute. You got it. Room set up specially for that training stuff. That pig, though. Yeah. Pure innocence. So, when you said somebody else could have been at the scene of the crime, exactamundo, big guy, I was talking about these guys. That just means you're still talking baloney. What do these animals do with a rubber glove? I like the little lean forward clap. Good question. All I'm saying is it was possible. Or as is Mr. Prosecutor's problem. Mr. Edgeworth, sir, you want me to arrest this piece of baloney? Just say the word. Man, Gumshoe's swearing left and right.
Let me get this straight. Are you saying these animals can wander freely around the prison?
You know, these sensors on the doors, they detect the prisoner's bracelets and sound the alarm when somebody walks about. Well, for our furry friends, it's the other way around. They're fitted with microchips that open doors right up.
They are?
Uh-huh. They're planted just under the skin around the shoulder. Big needle, quick jab, and voila.
What? Doesn't it hurt?
Nope, they don't feel a thing. That's what they tell me, anyway. Now, where was I? Alright, so the point is, they're not the baddies here, so there's no reason to punish them.
That's a terrible idea.
I know, right?
It's ironic, really. Here in this institution where humans are caged, animals are free to roam to the heart's content.
Can they go into into the cells with that technology? Is that why there's all these, like, tiny doors on the doors? I mean, a human could go through that door. It's not that small. They're not completely free, though. I can't leave the prison proper, for one thing. No sensor on that big mother of a door yet, you see. Ah.
Which sounds about right for a prison of the Ace Attorney world. Did Von Karma get an animal buddy before he died?
What animal would Von Karma get?
Oh. What's that tinkling noise sound?
Sir!
It's a doggo. Just look at that thing. And it's a bell around its neck. That explains the sound, I suppose.
Oh.
Mr. Edgeworth, were you seriously trying to stare it down? I refuse to lose to a dog.
Not for nothing, sir, but your dog handling skills could use some work. Leave it to a pro. I know how to treat him right. Come on now, come to Gummy.
Oh, he has no interest in Gumshoe either. Edward, that dog will fuck you up. Let it win.
Man, ignored by a dog.
Aw, I was kind of hoping that Gumshoe would get to pet them, because Gumshoe has been shown to be able to... Well, to be fair, Missile didn't really listen to Gumshoe much either, but... That dog was certainly different from the other animals. And it seemed to have a real thing against me, and only me. It was Von Karma's.
Alrighty then, you met the menagerie. What's next? Guess we better interview some witnesses, right, sir?
Indeed. We need more information regarding what was happening around the time of the body was found.
Then let's start with that guy. Hey, you in the cell.
Ignored again. Hello. We were wondering if you might be able to tell us anything about the morning incident.
Are you a real person? Or are you just a carving?
Is anyone else a little afraid of this guy?
This dog is special. It would have been messed up if Missile was Von Karma's prison pet or the parrot.
Heh, not a big talker, huh? It's alright, man. I'm on your side here. Let's start with a handshake, huh? Maybe a hug to break the ice?
Seconds out. What's that supposed to mean?
Hey, I get it, man. Not everyone's hugging type. I'm cool with that.
I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. It's a polar bear cub, though.
Round 1. 10 reps each.
What is this man up to? I'd better see what he has to say for himself. Your name? Edgeworth, that never works.
From the blue corner, it's Rocco.
Oh, wow, he actually said his name. Good for you, Edgeworth.
Rocco D259 Carcerato. Don't mind if I keep moving, do ya, boss? Fighter can't let his heart rate drop, see?
It doesn't look like there's any danger of that. Don't you worry, you'll lose too much weight doing all that.
Gotta make me wait before the fight, boss. Won't even make it into the ring if I don't.
Also, he's casually maintaining boxing stance with his ball and chains on. He's like casual baby shonen power levels, yeah.
So wait, I get it. You gotta be a boxer, right? Was, back in the day. But, good to start fighting fit. Or, stay fighting fit. Leastways, that's how I see it.
So, is the bear part of your training too? Looks kind of like an apron. It's so cute.
Ain't nothing cute about Teddy. Kid's my partner, see? This here polar bear keeps me on my toes.
He seems to have loosened up a little. Now's my chance. Where were you and Teddy at the time of the incident?
Come on, boss, ain't no stoolie. And I don't know nothing no how.
I'll be the judge of that. Please answer the question.
You put drunk or something, boss? I told you, I don't know a sip.
So he won't play ball.
Guess there's only one thing to do, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Indeed. The more he protests his ignorance, the more certain I am that he is hiding something. Which Ace Attorney would make him highly deadly. Okay, I'm pretty sure we're about to go into mind chess, and I have no voice left. So I'm going to pause before we go into the mind chess for next time. But we've at least started the case. And we met Eddie Fender. And next time we'll meet this lady opposition, or whatever she is. Maybe she's not opposition. It sounds like she might be a Francisca. Which, to be fair, Francisca was still pretty contrary, but... Alright. This scene we return to next week. Alright. Her name would give away her job. I see. Sounds good. Alright. Night, folks. I will talk to you later. And it's a great scene. Baby polar bear. It's pretty great. Anyway, I'll talk to you all next time. Bye-bye.